Dear brothers, good morning, gents. All right, so I was in a bit of reflection yesterday, and the world is kind of has all of its craziness right now, but on a more personal level, I'm working on a bunch of projects. I've got this podcast, I've got the Coaches Academy podcast. I've got the Renaissance Athlete dropping next Thursday. I've got all my clients that I work with. I've got all this stuff going on. And I had a very brief moment of a sense of kind of being overwhelmed by it all a little bit. And then I kind of sat there, and usually when that happens, I go and I do two things. I usually pray and I journal. And so as I'm sitting there and I'm writing and kind of, in prayer to a point, I thought to myself, where I am today is what I wished for 2 years ago. And as I kind of looked at that and I thought on it more deeply, I was a little bit overwhelmed by the fact that that's completely true. I can remember when I went fully off on my own. I got out of being in a clinic and I just decided to go down my own path and just see how it went. And in that moment, I didn't have anything going for me. I mean, I was working, but, I was like, oh, if only I could have this many clients. If only I could have this kind of setup for an office. If only I could have these connections. Oh, then I'll have known that I made it. And as I thought about that yesterday, I realized that that's a fallacy. And most people know this inherently because it's the same concept as if I have this much money, I'll be content and happy. If I get this promotion, I'll be content and happy. If I do X, I'm going to feel happy or complete or fulfilled or whatever the term is that you want to use. And that's just not the case because as I thought about this yesterday, I'm like, right now, I have almost all of the things, if not more, that I wish I had or wish I could have had 2 years ago. I'm like, oh, if I only have that, man, that's going to tell me that I've really started to make it in the business world. And now I'm here and I'm thinking about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so there's two parts to what I want to get across to you guys this morning. The first part is this. Most of us will have the feeling that I had yesterday, where we realize where we are today is where we wish we were or where we wanted to be several years ago. That might be something as simple as you wanted children. Now you have a couple of babies. Maybe that's I wanted that promotion and now you have it. Maybe it's if only I had a home office and now you had a home office. Maybe it's owning a home. I've always wanted to own a home. Now you own a home. Maybe it's something to do with your fitness or your health or business. I have lots of friends who are like, I just want to be the manager of X, Y, and Z, manager of a clinic. And now they are. And I think to myself, most of us don't appreciate that. This includes myself because we're always thinking about what the next thing is. And I actually don't have a problem with us thinking about what the next thing is. I think life is a constant marathon of sprints. We are constantly trudging, trying to get through things. Sometimes we're faster, sometimes we're slower, but it is a constant work against decay in order to embolden the world, to foster our gifts, and to contribute. That's not a process that has stop and starts. It's either going or it's decaying. It can't just sit still. And so I do think it's vital that we're constantly trying to level up. We've talked about that on here ad nauseum. You must constantly be trying to get better. However, I think it is important that we understand that where a lot of you are today, you wished you could have been several years ago. Maybe not 2, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10, I don't know. But you had wished for times like this. And so when you look at your current situations today, don't get so caught up in the fact that, this isn't special or unique or that you haven't accomplished something. You have. You have made it to this point. You have the things that you had wished for. That is a win. You should take that success, enjoy it, revel in it, but allow it to teach you something. That the only reason you are at the point you are at is because you went through difficulty to get here, which means if you want to continue leveling up, you have to embrace that difficulty again. You have to go back to work. You need to get back in the mine, put your body against the world. You have to create resistance to what is being put upon you in order to get better. It's as simple as that. And pressure is going to make us better, but we do need to take moments when we have, like I had yesterday, where I was like, I have all this stuff, and if I can get this done, then I'm going to be in a better place. No, that's not the case. I'm in a better place today than I was then. I'm in a better place tomorrow than I will be today, because the journey is constantly progressing forward. And what we need to understand this morning is that I don't want you guys to get caught up with this notion that this isn't good enough and make that be the only thing. I agree that where you are today isn't good enough. I don't think any of you should accept the fact that whatever your lot is currently is good enough, because we can all do better. There is no such thing as a ceiling that we will ever reach at all. Physically, mentally, socially, spiritually, our relationship with God. There is no ceiling to that. There is only the constant pursuit of trying to get closer and closer and closer to it. So yes, today isn't good enough. You need to do better, but you must also appreciate where you have come from. And that is why reflection plays such a critical role in my own life. I'm grateful that I have the habit now of, writing and journaling and praying when things like yesterday pop up, because it allows me to take a moment to go, hey, look at what we've accomplished. I was talking to my wife about it. Look at what we have done together over the last several years. That's beautiful. That's exciting. And now look where we're going to go. And it's not that I feel empty or that I'm trying to fill a hole that is trying to give my life purpose. No. God gives my life purpose. I was created with purpose. And so it's not that I need to have money to feel fulfilled, or I need to have success to feel fulfilled, or followers, or anything like that. My fulfillment is in taking my gifts and providing them to the world so that it can be a better place. And in doing so, I honor what God made me for. So this isn't about reaching the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and thinking, I'll be happy when I get to those. No, it's about appreciating where you've come from and knowing that as long as you are trying to make that progress, to seek that ceiling of excellence, you're always reaching for it. You can't fail. And when you look at your life across time, you'll go, man, the guy I am today was what I wished I could be when I was 20 or when I was 30 or when I was 15 or whatever. That's the guy I want to be. And now look at me. I'm there. And guess what? I can do more. I can be better. You can do both things, gentlemen. You can appreciate where you have come from, but you can also realize that there is more that the world needs out of you, and they need to get it. So don't restrict them from it. Don't keep it from them. Pursue, push forward. But just remember that you've probably come a long way, and it's worth appreciating that. That's it for today, boys. I love you all. God bless. Be strong. Let's get after it. Reminder, the Renaissance Athlete does drop next Thursday. I'll put the link down there for you to join the waitlist if you want. Reach out to me if you have any questions about it. Share it to your friends. But it's time for us to become a little bit more of just a brotherhood of not just spiritual and mental creatures, but just physical animals. Hell yeah. Let's get after it, boys. We'll see you.